The greatest nation on earth, America. We have the most amazing people that put their faith and this nation above all. The American Frontline podcast has special guests such as our military, first responders, and local elected officials to speak about how they continue to support the nation we all love and live in. Welcome to the American Frontline podcast with TJ Falah, proudly sponsored by FireNews.com. Welcome to episode 11 of the American Frontline podcast. I am your host, TJ Falah. Next episode marks 1 year of the American Frontline podcast, formerly the America Comes First podcast. Today, first I want to reflect on the anniversary of something that was very, rough for our family. On July 17th, my mom had gone into cardiac arrest. She had a miracle healing. And I know I've told this story many times myself, and I've elaborated on certain situations that have happened with my family. But I figured for episode 11, why not have the person here that God performed a miracle on? So, Mom, Emily Falah, welcome to the show.
Oh, welcome.
It's so great to have you on here, and we're going to be able to talk about your testament and everything amazing that has happened to you. Yeah. So, why don't we start and just explain to everybody what exactly you had?
Okay. So, one day I'm working as a nurse. That's what I do. Feeling great, and it literally was like an overnight thing, I felt like, to me. How can I... Okay. In 2019, December 31st, I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I had pain and I went to the doctor and they found a tumor on my rib and it just went on from there and I got diagnosed. It was in both of my lungs, abdomen, my bone, and my uterus. And they told me, there's no hope. And that's what happened. Yeah.
So just prior to that, I know that you had a fibroid and stuff. You had surgery in the past prior to that. And then they said that maybe that kind of contributed to that happening.
Right. So what it was it's a very, very rare tumor. It's called a stump tumor. And it's basically a fibroid that kind of went wrong and spread throughout my body. So under a microscope, it looks similar to something benign, but clinically it spread, so they consider that cancer. So
yeah, and then I know that for a while, you were in a lot of pain. Mm-hmm. You were on oxygen. Mm-hmm. They were considering even putting you on palliative care.
Right.
And now, explain to everybody what exactly happened from that point.
So what happened was, at first I was just in a lot of pain, going through the motions of deciding what treatment to do. Although there was no cure, they did offer me chemo. I refused chemo because they said, you're dying. So that's just not what I wanted to do. I did take a form of something that would just shut down my estrogen because it was estrogen produced. But as time went on, within a couple months of the diagnosis, the tumor started to bleed throughout my body. So I would have massive amounts of blood, chest, abdomen, everywhere, just filling up with blood. I was in kidney failure at one point because these tumors were making my calcium very high. And so it caused acute kidney failure. There's just so much that happened with it. It's a very long story. I'll try and keep it as short as possible.
Oh, that's okay.
So once I had the bleeds, I would always go to the hospital, 911. You remember couldn't breathe. Just the bleeding was like pushing my heart over to the right side, like from the amount of blood that was in like the pleural space, the chest. And I spent weeks, months sometimes in the hospital with chest tubes for like 3 years, but I'd always bounce back and I'd always hear, you're dying. So I was on hospice, / palliative care in the hospital. I always was on that. And then during that time, so much happened, but I decided I came back from the hospital and I was able to go get baptized, and that's what I wanted to do. And after I got baptized, things really started to change.
Yeah. And can I tell you something right now? From being there firsthand, seeing all of this, dealing with it, you would not believe that she'd be sitting here right now. You would not. The amount of blood that she was coughing up, the oxygen she was on, she had lost so much weight. I was convinced, everybody was convinced that this unfortunately would have been the end, but it wasn't. It wasn't. And she's here right now. In perfect health. Look at her. She looks great.
Yeah.
So now you got baptized. You went to church. Baptized. And I will tell you that when I posted on Facebook, my father posted on Facebook, we were having people, hundreds of people were sharing this. People in prayer groups, everything were sharing this and praying for her that she would be healed. And one thing about how she dealt with this is she never said, I'm strong and I pushed through this. She says, Jesus helped me push through this. So why don't you explain more of that?
Yeah. Well, I always put my faith in him, and that's what I did too. I didn't do chemo because I just felt like, well, there's a big part that I'm leaving out, but when I first got diagnosed, I had dreams and visions, and the Lord spoke to me and he said, I will heal you. Like, there's a whole part about that. So I held on to that, his promise in my life. I kind of knew, even though things still looked really bad, I just held on to that faith of what he told me. And I do want to rewind, I had over 45 blood transfusions through this time. I had multiple surgeries. At first, they didn't want to work on me because they said, you're dying. But they realized that I just kept coming back from these episodes. So they did try and help me, but the tumors just kept growing back. So nothing was really staying, with what they were trying to do. And yes, I was on oxygen. I couldn't walk. I was, bedridden at times. Very, very bad shape. So after I got baptized, within 3 weeks, I had a scan and everything was gone except for a couple little nodule size in one of my lungs.
In which they told you were essentially benign.
Right. Well, because it was stage 4 cancer because it was spread everywhere. Clinically, it was very aggressive, but even if they remained, if they weren't behaving badly, you can live with them. They're like little fibroid tumors. So, nodule size, they were once large. Like I had a really big one, and nodule size is really nothing. And everything disappeared except for just a couple little spots. And that was it. Everything disappeared from my whole body.
It's amazing. And our family's relief when we found this out, and we all looked at each other when she told us about this first scan. And we were like, that is the work of God. That is the blessing of God.
Yes.
And it's just it's insane to think about.
It is. I still have to pinch myself. And there was still a few more things that happened after that. I still had to go through some things, and I still get scans to today. They check and make sure everything's not growing, whatever is left of little nodules. But everything's fine, and everything else is healthy. I'm living a normal life, but still trying to recover from the emotional part about it. And, there's a lot still, that I'm in healing phase. But yes, I was delivered by Jesus Christ. And I did pass away on July 17th. I did die, and I went to heaven. So
yeah,
it showed me heaven.
I remember there's a picture of me standing outside at Mastic Beach Ambulance when I was there, and they deliver Girl Scout cookies. And it's kind of eerie because on my Apple Watch, you could see in the picture, Dad was calling me. My father was calling me. Right. He was calling me to tell me that she went into arrest. And there's a picture of that actual thing where my watch was going off, and it was just crazy. I told everybody, I maintained my cool. I said, all right, I got to go, thank you guys for the cookies, whatever. I gave them the cookies. I went up to Stony Brook, and, when you were on the ventilator, we both looked at each other. We're like, she was in such rough shape and so sick and not feeling good, and all these terrible things have been happening. We thought, this is it. And I remember I prayed. I said, God, please let me keep my mother. And she was on the vent, and less than a day later, she was pulling on the vent to get off. And now, she's sitting here recording a podcast episode with me. There are people out there that say there isn't a God. How do you look at this testimony? How do you hear this testimony and say that there's not a God? Doctors can't explain how this happened. No one. Their science, their medicine, they can't explain how this happened. None of them can.
Yeah.
And but now, it's just amazing that you're feeling good. So why don't you tell us a little bit about when you went into arrest and you experienced that when you went to heaven? Okay,
so I'm sure you've heard people say before, well, I don't know how many people, but you see like a telescope type thing. And that's exactly what I was looking through. I was looking through a telescope shape, and towards the end it got bigger, and I saw the Lord's garment, the hem of his garment waving in the wind. It was tremendous, and it was white with gold, and little pastel jewels were coming through, and I saw the most beautiful blue behind it. And in the Bible, it talks about a woman with the issue of blood, and she reached up and touched the Lord's hem, and she was healed. And it was like, that's what was happening, because I was bleeding to death. And he was showing me a piece of that. I saw many other things, but that's going to be in the book.
Yep.
But I also will say that I was able to see the prayers that were being said for me. There was baskets that were being handed off. And the Lord revealed that it was the prayers that were being said to me when I was gone.
That's amazing.
And then, and Jesus was there, and he is God.
Amen.
He's God.
Yep. Amen.
He was
and
there. I
that
saw
is
him.
amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. And, she brought a book. There is a book coming out about this, everybody. There is a book.
It's coming.
Dare we say the title? We're thinking the title's...
the title is The Reckoning.
There it
God
is.
gave me that title.
The Reckoning.
So, The Reckoning.
The title of the book will be The Reckoning.
The reason why it's The Reckoning, someone said to me, this doesn't really make sense. And I said, well, it does, because there's a whole part that we're leaving out. It's a spiritual battle. That's what I was in. The fact that God gave me the visions and everything that happened to me, I had like a spirit of death over me. It was a very rare thing they've never seen. There's a reason why it's called The Reckoning, but there's a whole realm here that not everyone's able to see, but what you see in front of you is not always the case. I'll just say that.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And, those of you out there that are watching this, that maybe you're looking at this for some inspiration, think to yourself, you cannot power through this alone. You need God.
Yes.
So if you have something happening, say, put God first. Put God first and say, I can do this through God. I could do this through Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother is a testament to that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such an amazing story. And also, very rough at the same time, because, this was a terrible time period for us. We're going through the pandemic. This happened in 2019, 2020. So on top of dealing with the pandemic, I was dealing with nonsense at the department that I was with at the time. And then our family as a whole was just taking a toll from this disease that was riddling her. And it's just amazing to have her sitting here today, healthy, happy, and enjoying life. And now going to start spreading this story around. Mm-hmm. The story's going to start getting out there. And it truly shows that God works miracles every single day.
He does.
Especially when you least expect them.
He does. It's to give hope to the people. If you're on deathbed, it's not too late, because I was. And, just put your faith in him and pray and just, ask the Lord to heal you, and he will. If it's his will and his plan, you will be here no matter what. And we actually had other miracles on our family.
Let's hear it.
So your dad, when he was 17, there was a terrible accident, and he ended up coding, flatlining, and his date of death was 7/17/92. And my date was 7/17. And Dad was with me in the hospital when I coded. And they had taken the monitors off of me that morning, my heart monitor. And if he wasn't by my side, they wouldn't have known that I passed, because I was in the cancer unit and people don't usually come in and out. And God used him to save my life. And there's no mistake that it was the same date. And also your grandfather, Hop Hop, he passed away July 11th, 2017. And the Lord saved him, and we prayed for him, and he was on a ventilator. He had a massive head trauma, and he came back to life as well. And I was actually on the phone with the doctor when he coded.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the room that he was in, I just happened to be in when I was vented, and woke up in the same room, same hospital, 6 years later. Unbelievable. So we've had 3 people come back to life in our family, only through Jesus Christ, of course, and many other miracles we'll talk about in the Bible. So God is the miracle worker, and I believe he can do anything for anyone. He would do it for anyone.
Absolutely. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick away from July.
July's an interesting month for us.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. I knew Dad's story. I knew Hop Up's story. I never put 2 and 2 together that it was all within that time frame of July.
You couldn't make it up.
There's got to be a biblical thing about July that you guys should look into.
Yeah. Like 7/17. And if you look at my dad was either 7/10 or 7/11. But around that time, there's only 7 days apart from that too. If you think about that date that he passed.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's unbelievable. So when we're walking together, or out, my dad, myself, and my husband, I always laugh. I'm like, 3 dead people walking, here we are.
Mm-hmm.
If people knew.
It really is amazing.
If people only knew,
That's actually crazy. So you all came back from dying.
Yeah, dead, all flatlined.
Did you all see the same thing?
No, they didn't see all this.
I don't think my dad remembers
No, he
anything.
didn't. He was 17 when he passed, and he actually flatlined like 6 times.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot. He passed away a lot. And actually, your dad is also a miracle because he had to learn how to walk again, talk again. He had
right.
seizures. He woke up not well. He was in a coma for about a week, and he had to learn how to do everything again, eat again. He was like a vegetable. So he's a walking testament as well. And Hop Hop too. You know, at his age, for that to happen, 73, I believe he was. The brain is the only organ that does not regenerate itself.
Right.
But he has been regenerated. And
I would say
spoke
so.
to me at the hospital and told me he will make a full recovery and have him in the palm of my hand, because it was very hard for me to watch that.
Of course.
It was devastating to me because he was out dancing when it happened.
Yeah, he was at the beach. I remember that.
Dancing.
I was at EMT class when that happened, and my dad had to leave, and I was like, "What's going on?" I didn't understand what was happening.
Healthy, active man, and he's independent, and he's still doing very well.
Wow.
You know?
I would say he's doing well. I
Yeah.
pass his house every single day on my way to work, and there's
Except
a
when he's up on the
huge.
roof.
I found him one day on the roof. I was driving with my friend. We were in the ambulance. We were coming back from a call. I said, we're going to pass my grandfather's house, whatever. So we go and pass by, and now he could only use his peripheral vision. So he can only see out, here, not really here. He's standing on the roof. So I go up there. I go, "What are you doing?" "Hey, man, I'm just checking it out." I'm like, "What are you checking out?" He's like, "The roofing tiles." And I'm like, "Can you get down?"
He's amazing.
He's great. He's great.
Sounds
He
like
really
my
does.
grandfather.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which reminds
Very
me
active.
of the, now we have this I've been excited about so much. We have a 87 Corvette now that my father and I
Yes.
are working on.
Yes.
That is amazing.
Yes.
That is going to be really good. It's a fun project. 87 Corvette target top. So it's the one that you unscrew and you take the top off.
Yeah, the
so,
T-tops. Right?
The T-top, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
that'll be fun.
it's going to be a nice
Gotta get
car.
some social content.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, real quick, while I'm on that, we have some cool episode ideas coming up, and Anthony didn't even hear these yet. Tim Nigro, former guest that was on here recently, reached out to me a couple weeks ago. He has a boat. He wants to do a podcast episode on the boat.
Oh,
Done.
that's
Pretty
so
awesome.
fun.
Done deal.
That would be pretty good.
Done
So,
deal.
Yeah, that's
especially with the
great.
beautiful weather.
Oh, yeah. Perfect
So,
timing.
well, eventually we'll do that. I'll reach out to him. We'll talk about that.
Well, you got to do it soon before the fall comes.
Oh, I know. I want
Yeah,
to
we
try
don't
and do
have
that
that
before
much
the
time.
cool weather comes.
Summer.
But then next month, I'm not going to announce who the guest is, but it's the 1-year anniversary. So I'm looking to have a very, very special guest on, somebody who is very high up in government, believe it or not, in Suffolk County. So we will get back to you on the guest of that.
Mhm.
But I just wanted to throw that in there quick. But yeah, so let's go back to this with the family. I mean, it's just so many amazing miracles have
Yes.
happened in this family.
Yes.
And it truly is a testament. It shows God's strength. It
Yeah.
shows that how great he is and what he has done.
Yes,
So,
and your my cousin, he was waiting for a liver transplant. He actually had a disease. I cannot remember the name of it, and it was like if he didn't get it in a certain amount of days, he was going to pass. And he also got his liver on 7/17.
Bro, you got to look at these numbers.
I'm not kidding.
All right, I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up.
yeah, Anthony's
my
going to look it
aunt
up.
Let me
Yeah.
know.
Let me use ChatGPT.
She said, Aunt Laura, let me know that that
7/17.
happened on 7/17. So that was another miracle. So July
Oh my
is a month
gosh.
of miracles. But listen, God works every day, 24/7. He's on the throne. He never stops. So,
Wow.
but I think that I know that he does this for a reason, to show you that these are not just coincidence. EMTs and nurses, everything. Doctors are the hands of Jesus. They're working. Yes, we
Oh.
can say. What did you say? What did you say?
So there's Genesis 8:4. Noah's Ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat on the 17th day of the 7th month after the flood.
Wow.
Some Christian teachers see the number 17 as symbolizing victory, deliverance, or new beginnings. Some Christians also note that under one traditional chronology, Jesus' resurrection fell on the 17th day of the Jewish month of Nisan, seeing it as another example of victory over death.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, wow. It's not explicitly stated in scripture, but it says that this connection depends on a particular way of reconciling the biblical and Jewish calendar. So if you take the...
It means something.
It means
that's for
something,
Sure.
and-
Oh, absolutely does.
Wow,
Absolutely
that is
does.
amazing.
That is amazing.
That's amazing.
The way I put things together, I'm surprised the CIA hasn't shot me yet.
You're pretty good at that over there.
Wow, I cannot believe that. That's amazing. That is amazing.
So he's definitely has worked in our family numerous times, and I'm forever grateful for everything he's done. Yeah, definitely. So July's a special month, and here we are in July.
It is a special month. We're in July right now. Hopefully going into the fall sooner than later because
we love the fall.
We love the fall in this family.
It's my favorite. I dream about it. I'm like, I just love it.
It's just the best time of year. It's not.
Is.
And you summer fans, I apologize. I think fall is just the best time of year.
I love
honestly,
the summer. I love the season, but I'm not a person that likes the heat.
I'm not looking forward to leaving the studio and going out in the boiling hot weather.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie.
It's pretty nice in here,
especially
right
with the sun.
Now that I have a truck, I am actually very excited for the winter.
Oh, okay, good.
But
Oh yeah, Anthony did get a pickup truck.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you. I enjoy going off road with it. That's the only.
fun.
That's the only benefit to winter now. Before that, I hated the winter.
I don't like winter. I don't like how freezing it gets.
Last winter, we actually had a lot of snow.
That's
we
why I
didn't
bought
have
the
snow
truck.
for years.
Snow in years.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
no one believes me. It doesn't live there. Like, yeah, right, New York. I'm like, no, you really don't understand. We have not had snow.
No,
Like
we
once
have not
every
had
10
any snow.
years, it's a massive
Yeah, we had so much last year. I thought it was really pretty, but of course, I wasn't out doing, all the stuff you have to do. So
Yeah.
maybe if I was, I wouldn't have thought it was so nice.
But yeah, we had we're gonna have hopefully a very, very nice fall this year. Great season. But I mean, it's great that you are here with us still. And it's amazing.
Yes,
and
very
I think
grateful.
not a day that goes by that I don't thank God for keeping you with me.
Happy to be here still. You're very, very independent. You've been since you were born. Very independent child over here. But, you still need your mom.
Yeah,
Carol,
of course.
you are.
Everybody does.
I still need my mom. So
Everybody does.
it's a
Big
blessing
facts,
to
isn't it?
have.
Big facts.
It's a blessing to have both of our parents. I'm grateful to have my parents and just enjoy them while they're here because life is short. And
Absolutely.
we're forever grateful.
Yeah, and it's funny too. We just went to the Cradle of Aviation. We took my
Yes.
grandmother. She's home from Florida.
Mhm.
We took her to the Cradle of Aviation. So we go to All American Burger, which, if you guys know where that is, that's out west. And
It was delicious, by the way.
It was really
Very
good. All
good.
American Burger. You know what? They don't got to pay me for it. All American Burger was fantastic. It was delicious.
delicious.
I love that place. That place is amazing. So we're there. We're eating whatever. So we go to leave. And all of a sudden, I see this guy. I see
Yeah.
Anthony waiting in
Yeah.
line. I'm like, what are the chances this guy's in line for All American Burger
Yeah.
right now?
And then,
I know he was over there and he had a hat on. We even saw it.
Yeah.
and then I wore your Diet Coke.
Yeah,
Like,
then I
wait,
go-
or did
yeah.
I drop my Coke on you?
No, it was me. I went
you
to go
put it-
shake his
I
hand,
didn't
and I went like this,
realize
and
that.
Diet Coke blew up. I was
my
like,
God.
oh,
well,
gosh.
it was really
I
hot
like,
that
Anthony, I'm sorry.
day, so it probably actually felt refreshing.
It was
Yeah,
amazing.
Really
It
hot
was
that day.
amazing. I barely felt it. It was that hot.
Yeah. We beat the line that you guys were on. You guys were on that
Oh.
massive line. We had just gotten up there.
That line sucked.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
it was bad.
Terrible. It was
And then I
very long.
spilled my Coke all over the place because the things are so flimsy.
Oh,
So like I grabbed it and it exploded.
That's how they save money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They get everything from China.
Everything was really
That was my first
reasonable.
time going there.
Really?
Mine too. I've never
Really?
been there. I didn't even know it was there, but I was really impressed.
It was
Everything tasted really good and the prices were excellent.
it was like $5.
It's cheap if anybody wants cheap food, but then you got to pay gas money to get out there.
That's
so.
true if you live out by us.
If you live out by us,
If you want McDonald's at 1990s prices, you go there.
That I agree. That's
Yeah.
what it was like. That's what it was like having.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It tastes exactly like McDonald's.
Yeah.
It was actually unbelievable.
yeah, it was really good. But yeah, that was. We have very exciting things coming. We have a book coming out. The American Frontline Foundation starts up next year.
Mhm.
That I've been very busy lately, so I haven't had much time to invest into it. But looking at January, February is the targeted opening date, and I know my mom's going to be helping out with that a lot.
Yeah, it's very excited for that to help.
And she's going to get that book out.
Yes,
that book's
I
going to
am.
come out in the next couple months, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And it's going to get out there, and you guys will be able to read this amazing story. And there's a lot more in there, too.
Oh, there's so much that we couldn't cover.
Just
here.
make sure to self-publish.
Yeah.
That's right.
Just self-publish.
Yeah.
Don't use a publisher.
I have a few friends that are giving me some really good advice, so that have written. So we'll see.
Yeah.
How that goes. Whatever God has in store.
Amen. And, you're going to get that word out there, and your story is going to be heard. And this is one of the first steps. I know we usually do first responders and, military and active, but this story is so amazing and of faith and everything like that. And who better to have on the show than my mom?
Than me. And I am a nurse. So.
Yes, and she is a nurse too.
Still on theme.
That's right.
Exactly. We still are
on theme. We're still on theme with the show.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that was episode 11 of the American Frontline podcast. Next month marks 1 year of the show, which is amazing. That's another blessing from God. It is very exciting.
I can't believe it's been a year.
Yes.
Wow,
Mom, thank you so much for being on here today.
Thank you for having me.
And it was a great show. It was a great dynamic. And it's just looking forward to more miracles in this family.
Amen.
So, all right, guys. Thanks. Have a good one. The greatest nation on earth, America. We have the most amazing people that put their faith and this nation above all. The American Frontline podcast has special guests such as our military, first responders, and local elected officials to speak about how they continue to support the nation we all love and live in. Welcome to the American Frontline podcast with TJ Falah, proudly sponsored by FireNews.com.